Hello and welcome to the Franchise Tag Podcast with me, your host, Freddie Hall. I hope you're doing all okay. We're only a week away till the London games. How exciting is that? The NFL is coming to London, but we've got to get through week 4 first before we get to there. Very exciting times we are in. Thank you for listening to the Franchise Tag Podcast for the old fan, the new fan, and the UK fan. Make sure you check out our affiliates on our social media, Star Sports Bet, for all your NFL betting needs for the NFL season. And also a big shout out to good friends of mine over at Gangrene UK, which is the New York Jets UK fan group. They are going to be organising events. They've organised an event next week, a fan meet for the NFL UK London game. It's going to be at the London Cocktail Club in Monument, and it's going to have special guest Nick Mangold, formerly of the New York Jets. It's going to be in partnership with Mangold's Barbecue, I presume Nick Mangold's company, that is. So go check out Gangrene UK. Going to be all the Jets fans there, all supporting the Jets for the London games. Obviously, non-Jets fans are also welcome down as well. That's on Saturday, the 9th of October, so the day before the game, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., London Cocktail Club at Monument. Go and meet Nick Mangold. Go and meet fellow NFL UK fans, fellow UK Jets fans as well. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. We're going to be at the London games as well. So come down and give a chat to us as well. Come have a beer with us. Come chat some football. Me, Ash, Adam, Andrew, lots of our friends are in the Fantasy Football League. If you catch our Fantasy Football podcast, we're all going to be down there. We're all going to be watching, and it's all going to be a hell of a lot of fun. But before we get to the London games next week, we're going to talk about week 4. A few injuries that are notable, a few players that are going to be returning as well. Dalvin Cook looks like he's going to be playing, which is great for my fantasy football team. Tyler Lockett looks like he's pulling through. So does George Kittle. Rob Gronkowski, though, is not going to be at the return of Tom Brady to New England. And it would be the return of him to New England as well, I suppose. But he is not playing, unfortunately. We've already had one game this week. The Bengals beating the Jaguars with a last-second field goal, let alone last minute, to really... Personally, I think robbed the Jaguars of a win. I thought they were the better team throughout the game. They were in front a lot of the game, but the Bengals move on to 3-1, whereas the Jags still winless so far. Maybe their first win will come at the London game on the 17th of October. Who knows? Hopefully, we might be able to... It would be great if we do get to see that. But again, Jags not having a great start to the season, and the Bengals having a pretty better start than people would have predicted. But let's go through the games for this weekend. I am going to jet off to work in about half an hour, so I may be a little bit fast-paced, but feel free to ask me any questions or anything like that, or my opinion. So let's crack on with it. The Titans are going to the Jets. Oh, well, this is... Derrick Henry's going to have a field day here. Unfortunately, though, the Titans haven't got really any. AJ Brown's going to be out, I believe, so Josh Reynolds may be in for a decent day. It's going to be a tough one for the Jets there. Yes, they are at home, but Derrick Henry is going to run on these guys. Zach Wilson's still looking like a bit of a rabbit in the headlights a lot of the time. They may be able to get points up because the Titans' defense hasn't been squeaky clean, but this is looking like a Titans win for me. The Chiefs at the Eagles, both 1-2. Who would have thought that at this point in the season? We'd have thought the Chiefs were 3-0, but no. The struggling Chiefs are going to the Philly Eagles. The Eagles could cause some problems here for the Kansas City Chiefs. They really need to step up their offense, the Chiefs. The Eagles' defense has looked a lot better than people have given it credit for. Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he is just incredible. I think they beat the Eagles, though, in a hostile environment over in Philadelphia. It may not be by much, is the thing. I can see this is a very, very close, tight-knit game, even though Kansas City are a very, very good offense. I just think Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback. I'm not so sold on Jalen Hurts just yet. However, he had a decent game last week. It's going to be a tough one, but the Chiefs, I think, do prevail there. The Carolina Panthers go to the Dallas Cowboys, 3-0 Panthers, Cowboys 2-1. This could be a close game as well. I think I trust in the Cowboys more here. I don't think their defense is as good as the Panthers, but I think they can definitely cause some problems. The Panthers are massively on a roll. But the Cowboys, I think they're at home. I'm trusting Dak more in this situation. I think they've got a bit more of though Panthers have got some very big game players in Christian McCaffrey, obviously, DJ Moore, who's been brilliant. I think I'm I'm trusting CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper to have a bit more of a game here. CJ Henderson moved over to the Panthers this week in a trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dan Arnold, their tight end's gone over that way. He may start, he may struggle, so we'll have to see. But I think the Cowboys do get the win there. The 0-3 Giants go to the 2-1 New Orleans Saints. I think the Saints have got a win here. The Giants, it just feels a bit of disarray. The defense has really not stepped up. The Saints have a very good defense and can really cause some problems. And they've got a bit more going offense than even we thought they were going to, considering Michael Thomas is out. I'm going to go to the Saints here. The Giants still at 0-3. I think they go to 0-4. This could be some real problem times for the Giants. The 2-1 Browns go to the 1-2 Minnesota Vikings. I like the Browns here. I think they're on a roll. They're looking great. They're looking really buttoned up. They have got, unfortunately, still not got Jarvis Landry, but they're winning these games. These are the 50-50 games that they should be winning to get up to that next level. They're winning these games. So I think they go and beat the Vikings there quite handedly, even though Dalvin Cook is returning. Alexander Mattison, the backup, had an absolutely brilliant week last week. I feel like I'm trusting in the Browns more here to get the job done. The 0-3 Lions going to the 1-2 Bears. Justin Fields getting the start against the Lions. Sorry. I am going to go for the Lions here. I think they get their first win, 0-3. I think Justin Fields may struggle out the gate, though I think he will be a very good quarterback in the future. I think he may struggle out the gate. He didn't impress really when he was in the game last week. Not that I think he's a bad quarterback. I just think it's going to take some time adjusting. I said by week 3 he'd be playing. He's still playing now. Let's see if they get the ball right. If he can use his feet like he can do against the Lions, then they could be in for a close game here. But I think the Lions walk away with their first win here. It'll be a tough game, but that's my opinion on the Lions. I think they're not as poor as people have thought, but they're still not fantastic, I suppose. The 1-2 Texans go to the Buffalo Bills at 2-1. The Bills win this game. They're just a way better team than the Texans. It's more than that, and they're at home as well. They've got all their skill position players. Their pass rush ability is getting a lot better. Davis Mills is still in for the Texans. That's nothing good's going to come from the Texans, unfortunately, in this week. The 0-3 Colts, who'd have thought that as well, are going to the Dolphins at 1-2. With Tua now on IR, Jacoby Brissett starting. I like Brissett as that sort of Swiss Army quarterback a little bit. He can do everything. He can run, he can throw, but he's just not as good as Carson Wentz. I think the Dolphins defense has not been as dominant as they were in last season. And the Colts, they're due their first win. There've been some close games with the Colts, and they really find their first game. Jonathan Taylor is going to be playing, even though he is nursing a knee injury. But I think the Colts go and get their first win here in sunny Miami. Washington, the football team, goes to the Atlanta Falcons, both at 1-2. Taylor Heineke not exactly getting the wins for Washington here. The Falcons, the problems are still there, like we knew. The defense isn't that great. The offense, I mean, they won against the Giants last week, but it's not that amazing. They do get Curtis Samuel back, I believe, Washington. But this defense needs to step up. It has not been I've called it consistently the best young front seven in football, and it just hasn't been in the last few. Well, the start of this year, it's just really not been as dominant as it should be. I think the Falcons take the win here, just about, because I trust Matt Ryan more. That make them 2-2. Washington, I think they need to take the next step up. Unfortunately, not having Taylor Heineke, though he is a capable guy. I'm not trusting him just yet. The return of Curtis Samuel should be a really interesting one. I really like the idea that he's going to do well there. The Seattle Seahawks at the 49ers. We've got the divisional rivalry here, and also in their division are playing as well. Cardinals at the Rams is the next game we'll talk about. The Seahawks bottom of the division at the minute against the 49ers. The 49ers at home, They've got the better defense. I think they win this game. I think it will be close. Seattle have proven that they are very capable. They can run the ball well. Tyler Lockett is going to be playing, even though he has been nursing an injury all week. I think the 49ers, I just trust a little bit more here. I trust their defense a little bit more than Seattle's. But DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett have been taking the top off of a lot of defenses in the last few weeks. They could definitely do it again, but I'm just edging the 49ers here. The 3-0 Cardinals against the 3-0 Rams. Like I said, both NFC West teams all playing each other this weekend. These are both teams I really like. And I mean, last podcast, last main show this week, which you can check out on YouTube, go and like and subscribe. And on our podcast platforms as well, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, it's all on the Spreaker app. Go and check that out. I like the Rams to win the Super Bowl, but I also really love the Cardinals. I'm very in on the Cardinals. I think the Rams come away with this because they have the better defense. And they're at home. Matt Stafford's looking on fire. They're winning games when they don't even look great. I think they just... I think they've just got a bit more time. Darrell Henderson's back as well for the Rams, which means their run game is going to be a bit more diverse. I like that a lot. I think the Rams win here. It's going to be, for me, that's my game of the week, I suppose. I think that'll be a really explosive game. That could be a lot of fun. My Pittsburgh Steelers, as you can see, are going to the Green Bay Packers. Key guys are back. TJ Watt, Deontay Johnson, I believe, but Chase Claypool is injured. I think Juju should be playing as well, even though he's been nursing injury this week. I don't think we will win. I think the better quarterback's there, Aaron Rodgers. The defense has been shaky for the Green Bay Packers, though. But I don't think Steelers have done enough offensively all year to be able to overcome a bad defense, really. And having Chase Claypool out as well, who takes the top off, is going to be difficult, even though Deontay Johnson, who's Big Ben's favorite target, does return. I'm unsure. I think this could be a close game. This could really go to the wire, actually. But Aaron Rodgers is just the better quarterback here. The 2-1 Ravens go to the 3-0 Broncos. Now, I am really adoring the Broncos, but people have said it. They are 3-0 by beating 3 really bad teams. This is the first proper team they've come up against. No KJ Hamler now, so it's going to be a lot of Noah Fant, a lot of Cortland Sutton, and a lot of Tim Patrick, which is fine for me because I have 2 of them, 3 players in my fantasy team. I am enjoying the Broncos defense as well. This will be a true test. I'm going to go the Ravens just because I haven't seen the Broncos beat the big team yet. And I've seen the Ravens do that against the Chiefs. The Ravens, they are still very good. They're getting the ball rolling now. If the Broncos, even though they're 3-0, had beaten one of the bigger teams or a team that maybe they're on par with over the last few weeks, I would buy in a bit more. But the Ravens are the biggest team they face, and they haven't beaten anyone like that yet. So I'm going to go for the Ravens because the Ravens just seem the better team at the minute. The Tom Brady return to Foxborough, back to Bill Belichick, without Rob Gronkowski, but with Antonio Brown. Both players, all 3 of them playing at New England at one point. Don't believe AB and Gronk and Brady played together on the same team, though, other than obviously at the Bucs. This really could be explosive. A lot of bad blood here. A lot of good times here, though, as well, I suppose. It's a lot of mixed emotion. I think the Bucs win because they're the better team, and I think the Bucs defense will shut down Mac Jones, but this Bucs defense does need to take the step up. I mean, Tom Brady is going to have these guys amped. He's going to have these guys working at 100 because he will want to beat the Patriots. He will want to beat Bill Belichick. Similarly, vice versa, they will want to do that as well. Bill Belichick will definitely want to beat. Will definitely want to. Sorry, it's just my broadcasting looked like it was being strange for a second. Is it still being strange? Maybe it's not. I think it's okay. I think the Twitter it's all right. I had a bit of a bone fart. I worked very late last night. I'm quite tired, so apologies if I just suddenly went a little bit off the rails there. It's very hard doing these podcasts on your own, when you haven't got the rest of the guys with you. The Bill Belichick's going to be wanting to beat Tom Brady as well. We'll just have to see how it goes. But Tom Brady in the books, I think they go to New England and win that game. And then we have the Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders have looked so impressive going to the LA Chargers, 3-0 Raiders, 2-1 Chargers. I think I'm going to go for the Raiders here. I just think they've looked really, really good. They've looked really, really good. And I think I would go as far as say the Chargers defense is better than the Raiders, but the Raiders defense has done some stuff. And I think Justin Herbert could have a really torrid time against Max Crosby and against Ngakoue. Trayvon Mullen, the cornerback for them, has been amazing. If he can lock down Mike Williams or Keenan Allen, that is going to be a really fun one to watch. I really like this game as a neutral. It's going to be really good fun. I really would love the Chargers to win, but I am going to go for the Raiders to win that game. That's me for that. That is all me done. Thank you for watching, for listening. Sorry about my little brain fart there. Like I said, I'm quite tired due to a very late night at work and early morning today. I'll be jetting off there in a moment. Make sure you go and check out Gang. So if you go to @Gangrene UK, they will have the little poster they've got going on. So it's in partnership with Mangold's Barbecue, which is Nick Mangold, who's an ex-player of the New York Jets, who's going to be there at the London Cocktail Club at Monument on Saturday, 9th of October, next Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All you Jets fans, all you NFL UK fans, go and pop down there. We'll also be at the stadium as well. Myself, Andrew, Adam, Ash, Dan, some of the guys from the NFL Fantasy podcast as well, some who have been on it, some of the guys who are in my fantasy league. Our partner's going to be there as well. Come down and come say hello, because it's going to be great fun. We'd love to meet some of you guys for supporters and meet fellow podcasters that also do this as well, because we're all about networking and getting better. Enjoy your NFL UK day today. Enjoy the NFL today. I unfortunately will be working away, so I will not be able to catch the games. I might be able to catch the late game, which is the Bucs Patriots game, but unfortunately I will not be able to watch. But I'll be able to keep a very close eye on my fantasy football. So hopefully I get the big W there. Hopefully I'll beat Adam this week. They've been trashing me a lot on the NFL Fantasy podcast that we've been doing on Thursdays. So I'm very, very excited to try and beat Adam this week. I really, really want to beat him. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the NFL. And we'll see you all next week for some special shows and also in London as well.